But we're going to move on to our first topic here. So, if you guys are not aware of, I did a review on a show called The Edge of Sleep that stars Mark Fishbach. That's his actual name. Most of you guys might know him as Markiplier, who has a YouTube channel and all that. And I was not a big fan of the show. And surprisingly, I didn't get a lot of hate because usually when you have a big fan base that supports somebody, and next they see some form of negativity go to that person, you get a lot of hate. Surprisingly, I didn't get that. They probably just clicked off in the first 5 seconds of that video. But so yeah, and one of the and this kind of involves one of the topics of the Edge of Sleep season 2. As so in this article, the direct has not confirmed a season 2 yet, but they have plans for a season 2. And so, but for the whole preparation for this topic, I made Carson actually watch the show because
Terrible.
I hate talking about stuff and next you have no opinion on it. And so because that's just because you haven't watched something, and there's been plenty of topics that we talked about and you're like, oh, I haven't seen it, such and such. And it's like, yeah. So, but yeah, so I forced him to watch it, not by himself. I rejoined, so I joined him on the watch. So I suffered once again, tried to give it another watch. And for the sake of that watch, we did an audio commentary on it, and it's not out yet. It'll be out next week. So it'll be basically a watch. It's a commentary where you be able to pull up Amazon Prime, and we'll do a whole entire countdown before each episode before starting it, and next so you can watch the episode at the same time while we commentate over it. So it's all based off of timing and all that, and it's kind of like an interacting session with you and I. And so I thought that would have been fun and kind of made the whole entire thing worth it. And I know for a fact he would not have finished the show if I wasn't there forcing him to finish it. And so
No, I wouldn't have even turned it on.
no, yeah, exactly. So
Uh,
so
no offense to him, just
trying
not my style.
well, it was just terribly executed. So without going into spoilers, and before we I guess dive a little bit more into season 2, um and not trying to give away too much of your own opinion for the commentary side of sakes, what what are your thoughts,
Good
really?
question. So here's a few things. I think the first thing to approach is obviously not obviously, but when you watch it, you'll be able to tell it's not really a high budget film by any means, or excuse me, not film, high budget show. Uh, One thing that I do want to take into consideration though is for the budget, which I was trying to find and I couldn't find it.
Yeah,
For the
there's no
budget, it
official
was probably
source.
given based upon what I saw article wise. I think that they actually did a pretty good job. It was it was entertaining and weird enough to be like, okay, I'm gonna keep watching it just because I'm curious what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Now, is it deserving of a season two? If you're somebody who doesn't want to wait for a or wants an answer, yes, make a season two because they really didn't talk about
They
anything.
didn't answer Jack in the first season.
Well, I mean,
So
like I said, it they have to build, right? It's a slow build. It was very slow build.
yeah.
Let's just be real.
Well,
But it,
really, well, you and when you guys check out the commentary, it'll be on only on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, by the way, for anyone curious. It won't be uploaded to YouTube. It'll be exclusively uploaded onto those platforms or any form of podcast platforms. But one thing that sticks out like a sore thumb is that they have the same conversation every 5 minutes. And it's like that's not pacing issues, that's writing issues.
yeah, there
So
was some writing issues. I would say that's a pretty fair statement. So, which is
for
unfortunate.
yeah, for season 2, get better freaking writers. But the problem is they already have season 2 written. They're just waiting for Amazon to greenlight it. And I guarantee Amazon is going to, because the only people that watch the show are Markiplier's fans. And that's the one thing about this whole entire show is that it has terrible freaking marketing. If you, I don't know if you, I should have sent you his video, but he had no idea when this show was going to go on, like up at all. He had no idea what platform was going to go on. Now I get there's NDAs and such, but I would think that you would have some form of strategy to, hey, we're gonna on this date we're gonna tell you uh what details we know about where it's going to go and what day it's going to go, so then you can prepare to tell people to go watch it and start a marketing campaign. They
Sure.
did jack. The show actually went up before they even the marketing. The show went on Amazon Prime before the marketing for the whole entire show, which
I
was
was going to
not
say, I
was
had
it.
never heard of it before you said something.
Yeah,
So, um,
which
yeah,
which the marketing wasn't even really. There was no marketing. It was just Markiplier uploading one video that involved the trailer, and next Amazon uploading a short on their YouTube channel, and that was it. There was actually no marketing for the show. So any big, so like if you go to IMDb and you see like it being like at it, and which is funny, I find it ridiculous that it's like 8 out of 10 on IMDb. That is a rating from just fans. And so
yeah,
the whole experiment was also of the audio commentary, and the reason why talking about the Edge of Sleep possible season 2 is to get an outsider's perspective that
sure.
knows nothing about Markiplier, did nothing, like has no connections, no biasy, and all that. And people say like, "Oh, that's not biasy is not a real thing." Yes, it is. Shut up. Especially the way you talk. And because I'm honestly upset because I really wanted to like it because I want him to be I want to support him, and honestly making 10 videos off of this one show is really kind of is supporting him in a way. If you guys really think about it, it's like, oh, you're just being negative. Technically I made more videos than you on this topic. So, and like, so I went out and watched a bunch of reviews to see, like, to get an understanding why people are liking this, like why is it so um like positive receive. And when I click on those reviews, I get dumber after every single time I watch them. I got dumber because every for like 8 minutes straight, it'd just be someone saying it's good. Okay, why? I'm not gonna tell you why. It's just good. Oh, okay. How useful of a video? Kind of a waste of time if you're not gonna tell me how what's good and what's not good. If you're just gonna say it's good, yeah, I really liked it. And and there was one video I sent to you where I'm not gonna name drop anyone because I don't want anyone to get hated on. That's not the point of this. But there was that involved these three girls talking about it for 3 minutes. And one of the girls didn't even watch the full show. They only watched one episode. They're like, "Yeah, I liked it. It was good." I'm like, "You didn't even watch the whole entire show. You really can't even give an opinion on it." And it's like, I understand, you know, and it's one thing when they upload a show episode by weekly, like that's a little bit different because you're going along with the experience. But the show's up. It's they're all up on Amazon Prime, and they're 20 minutes long. And
Sure.
so,
So
but
here's the thing, but like I said, you have to remember from I'm an executive at Amazon. I'm really not. We sit here and we go, what's a low budget that probably doesn't need to be spent a lot, or a lot of money does not need to be spent on really marketing, right? He's a popular enough YouTuber and has like 38 million subscribers or whatever, and
yeah,
12 or 15 million people on Instagram. It, it's smart. They took a low risk, low budget TV show, which actually rated consistently in the top 10 charts on Amazon Prime Video the first few
yeah,
days that it released. And
but
it's smart. Now, is it a good show?
no,
I don't think so. No. However, one, you have to remember he's stepping out, being going from YouTube personality, a legend in gaming, let's just be real, and is
yeah.
now acting. Acting
He's
isn't
he's
great,
at he's
writing
acted
isn't great.
before. Like he's done some YouTube Red stuff.
Yeah,
So, but that's still different. That's YouTube. You
sure.
give it a bypass, and and people are still going to the perspective of that when they're watching this show. And I find that to be kind of odd. It's like they're two different leagues. See, YouTube Red, that's the minor leagues. Now you're in major leagues. Like it's like they're two different ball games at that point. And so you kind of have to go at them with two mind perspectives. Now, if you're just a regular person, give me your opinion. That's whatever. I don't care. But when you have
Yeah.
a platform and you want to go tell someone to spend their 2 hours of their time on this little planet, you need to give me a reason why to go watch something.
Well, I mean, here's the thing though.
So
Like I said, it's not like they were marketing this as like the TV show of the century.
no,
I think they were just giving people something different to watch with a popular YouTuber who, you know, is something that is pretty popular. So uh,
yeah,
I'm not like super. I'm not super concerned about if it's the second season. Do I think it needs one? Maybe, maybe not. But if enough people watched it, it's a low enough budget film, and
yeah,
Amazon wants to add more content, it's a huge win for them.
no, for
And
sure.
that to me is probably the most important thing. So if you're going to watch the show to watch it to see excellent screenwriting or acting or creative content, probably not your show. However, if you just want something to have on in the background that 25-minute episodes with slow burn,
I wouldn't even have
watch this one.
this. I wouldn't even have this on in the background. I would rather watch Joker at that point. Joker for they do.
Oh my goodness.
It's the same runtime and more and the same amount of pain, but more interesting. So um yeah. Uh to get more into like the season 2 side of things, they need to get better writers. Like
Sure.
before they even get into rolling cameras, they need to get better writers because these writers suck. And I looked at what they've worked on, and they only had like about other five projects that they ever worked on. This is like the biggest thing that they ever worked on. A air quotes biggest thing. When you have a like you throw Markiplier in it, that's what makes it bigger. And I guarantee you, if Mark wasn't in this show, people would have hated it.
Yeah,
I, I
potentially, yeah.
I guarantee you, it would not have the same amount of positivity if he wasn't in it. And so, and that's kind of like the big issue I have when it comes to any form of because when I was watching these reviews, I was listening to what they were saying. Not only they would repeat themselves like the show would, they would use words like "That's Markiplier's first time, so I'm giving it a bypass," and it's like that's not that's not your job to give it a bypass. Your job, if you have a platform, you're coming in trying to review something, you be I think it's like you need to be a little bit more fair than be like I'm gonna give it a bypass 8 out of 10. It's like it's one thing to say yeah, it's not Markiplier's greatest performance, but I kind of give it a little bit bypass. But either way, the show is kind of like not that good. It's a little bit different if you put it in that light, but I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
get
I just think, like I said, it's some people will really like him.
just for the
So
sake of him being in it.
yeah, fine by me. It just seems strange to me, but like I said, people have different views. I think the biggest argument that we could make is that they need to be more. They need to realize that we're looking at from content, like a disclaimer. I would disclaim that, hey, this is my favorite YouTuber. I'm obviously going to be biased towards this show because I
Yeah,
really like
and that's
like
not how they're doing it. No.
no, and I think that's the hard part. So, like I said, I would give it probably a solid 6.5, knowing what the budget was, and
I've seen a lot better stuff with a low budget than this show.
sure.
That's the
But I mean,
problem.
you also have to think about this was a pretty wacky. I thought it was a wacky TV show. I I thought it
Yeah,
was very different.
no, I thought the concept was really cool. I thought like the imagery, like the opening scene with the mom that and actually opens her head. I thought that was cool. I thought that stuff was cool. But then after those first 2 episodes, nothing happens. They have the same conversation over and over, and half of the characters that you don't even like. Two of the characters are complete idiots and jerks. And so it's just like
Yeah, Nathan.
you're not really rooting for anyone here. And like when you think of the dialogue, you have Matteo who like there's like who bursts out multiple times throughout the whole entire show. He when he realized like there's no hope, he goes like I survived 3 wars, and next when you figure out what he did, He was a drone pilot. You didn't survive jack, sir. You were miles away from the war flying a drone. The worst thing that could have happened to you is getting yelled from your sergeant that you've destroyed a
Yeah.
multi-million-dollar drone. So it's just there's lack of care to any of these characters. And that's the main thing that they need to work on. They need to explain a little bit more how does Mark's dreams from as a kid connect to the big elephant? Why is the big elephant? Why is the elephant now taking over the world? Why
Who doesn't love
why
the elf? Who doesn't love it?
yeah. Why are the whales the protectors? How are they the protectors? Are they just some mythical gods? Is that what they are? I don't. The show doesn't dive into anything of it, and it's supposed to. And the show's been hinting at like this whole entire time, like, oh, this is a world crisis. When you see about maybe like 10 bodies in
I
the
was
whole
gonna
entire
say like
show,
nobody.
it's like when they're walking in the hospital, they're and next when one of the characters go like, why are there bodies in the hallways? It's like there's only 2 to 3 bodies. That's pretty normal for like a hospital that isn't like dealing with a crisis. I think you're overreacting, sir. And next when they're in the town, it's completely empty. And next they find maybe like 4 bodies in the streets, not like
Yeah, but like I said, you can tell it's low budget. So it's
you can literally
I
take a PA, a production assistance guy, and be like, "Here, we need you for this scene. Get in the shot. Lay down real quick." You can
sure.
literally pull people. Like they don't like you only get paid for speaking lines. If you're in the shot, you don't get paid. I mean, if you do, it's pennies. You don't really get that much out of it. So you can pull someone out from behind the scenes and be like, "Here, we need you for the shot to give the illusion like, hey, there's this crisis going on, and there, lay there, do something." Um, but it also takes forever to get to the point. The show just drags forever. They could have easily pulled out 2 episodes. They could have honestly made this show like a 30-minute mini series on YouTube. This could have been uploaded to YouTube and it have been
Yeah.
one video for like 30 to 40 minutes. So that's the big issues I have with it. And for season 2, they have 11 episodes written down. What are those going to be 10 minutes now?
Okay.
I
Well,
think so. And they want to do a 3-season arc. I don't even think this show barely has for a season 2. I don't because like
but they didn't establish the story, so they could definitely stretch it out. So, but
yeah.
I would just tell people go watch it. Let us know what you think.
Well, you can watch it while we commentate over it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So that's the only way. I say that's probably the best way to watch the show. Not just because of course, of course, I'm getting something out of it. No, it's just that. No, it's the whole point of the whole point of that exclusive episode is that I guarantee you're going to get way more, you're going to get something way more out of it while listening to our commentary at the same time while watching the show than just straight up watching the show by itself because of how slow and boring it is. And
It's not terrible. It's just not good.
I don't, those means the same thing. But yeah, so anyway, guys, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Are you excited for Edge of Sleep season 2 if they ever do it? Most likely they will do it.
I would if they're gonna make money. It makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, if they were number 7 in the US, its first opening, first when it first dropped. So I guarantee it made its money back from that first weekend, off of revenue like in ads and all that and subscriptions. And so, but yeah, and if you guys don't have Amazon Prime to watch it, you guys can get the 30-day trial and cancel after you watch it, while also listening to the commentary at the same time while watching it. So let us know your guys' thoughts.
Thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to see the full-on podcast, I'll leave a link in the description below. And you guys can also check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. And if you guys want to, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the topics as well. So leave a comment on it. And if you guys are new to the channel and you guys enjoyed what you saw, hit that subscribe button because we have a lot of other stuff on the channel. As a reminder, this is a monthly upload on the Big Talk with Austin. And this will also give you guys the opportunity to submit some topics to us that happen throughout the month. So if you guys want to do that, go check me out on Twitter and follow me there. Tag me whenever something interesting pops up that is movie reviews, TV shows, any like pop culture related type of stuff. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like always, I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye, guys.